Imagine waking up every day and trusting a compulsive liar. Now what if I told you that liar is your brain? Yep. The same brain that tells you to eat just one more chip, forgets where your keys are, and convinces you that your high school crush actually liked you back. Turns out, your brain has been bending reality for your convenience or maybe just for fun. And today we're pulling back the curtain. Number 10. You remember stuff that never happened. You're absolutely convinced that your mom once threw your Game Boy in the trash. It's core to your childhood trauma arc. Except, she didn't. She just threatened to multiple times, and now your brain's added full sound effects and dramatic slow motion. Welcome to the twisted world of false memories. Psychologists like Elizabeth Loftus have shown that memory isn't a reliable recording. It's more like a Google Doc that anyone, especially your imagination, can edit. In one famous study, participants were convinced they got lost in a shopping mall as children, even when it never happened. Why? Because memory is reconstructive. Your brain fills in missing pieces based on emotion suggestion and storytelling logic. Neurologically, this comes from the hippocampus, which encodes memory, and the prefrontal cortex, which adds context. They're supposed to work together, but sometimes they just freestyle. So yeah, you might be emotionally attached to a moment that literally never existed. Your brain award-winning fan fiction writer. Number 9, you see patterns that aren't real. You thought of your ex, and then they texted. Your playlist played 3 sad songs in a row. You saw 11:11 and made a wish because the universe is clearly talking to you. Nope, that's not destiny, that's patternicity, a term coined by Michael Shermer to describe our brain's need to find meaning in randomness. Evolution trained us to detect patterns because assuming there was a threat like rustling in the bushes, equal-sign predator was safer than ignoring it. Better paranoid than dead. Modern brain scans show the anterior cingulate cortex lights up when we try to resolve uncertainty. It wants answers even if it means making them up. So your brain links unrelated events just to avoid feeling confused or out of control. Basically, your brain is doing the math wrong on purpose, just so life feels like a movie. Number 8. Your brain makes up visuals to fill the gaps. You're walking around thinking you see the full picture, but nope. You're actually blind in part of your vision. Literally. There's a spot on your retina where the optic nerve connects to your brain, the infamous blind spot. No light-sensitive cells there. Total blackout. But, do you notice it? Of course not, because your brain just Photoshop clones nearby visuals to cover it up. This visual lie is powered by the brain's occipital lobe working hand in hand with the lateral geniculate nucleus, both experts at illusion and guesswork. Optical illusions work because your brain is constantly predicting what should be there, not showing what actually is. It's like your visual cortex just said, "Hey, close enough." Number 7. You're overconfident. Constantly. You probably think you're a better-than-average driver. Statistically, so does 93% of the population. So, someone's lying. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias where people with low ability overestimate their competence and the truly skilled tend to doubt themselves. Your brain is basically trying to boost your self-esteem by giving you fake confidence. The prefrontal cortex is involved in this illusion, especially the medial prefrontal region, which tracks self-evaluation. But it tends to favor feel good over be accurate. That's why bad singers go on talent shows with 100% belief they'll win. Your brain is your hype man, even when it probably shouldn't be. Number 6. You think your emotions are truth. You're angry so clearly that text was an insult. You're anxious so clearly that silence equals doom. Right. Studies from the University of Toronto show how the amygdala and insula activate when emotions color visual interpretation. Basically, you see the world not as it is, but as you feel. So if your brain's in a bad mood, reality becomes a horror movie. If you're in love, red flags look like carnival balloons. Number 5. You invent narratives after the fact. You decide something impulsively, then come up with a reason after. Why did I buy that overpriced espresso machine? Your brain, health benefits, long-term savings identity expression. This is post-rationalization, and it's your brain's PR department hard at work. The decision often comes from gut-level emotion or instinct thank you limbic system, but the prefrontal cortex swoops in to write a coherent narrative that makes you feel in control. It's like the story editor showing up after the episode was filmed. Number 4. You react to threats that don't exist. Heart racing, hands sweaty, tunnel vision, from checking your email. That's your brain's fight or flight response kicking in like you're being chased by a bear, except the threat is a passive-aggressive ellipsis from your boss. This overreaction comes from the amygdala, which evolved to spot danger fast. It doesn't differentiate between tiger in bushes and weird Slack message. Modern life triggers ancient alarms. So while your inbox isn't trying to kill you, your nervous system definitely thinks it is. Number 3, you mistake familiarity for truth. You hear something enough times and it starts to feel true even if it's totally wrong. We only use 10% of our brain. Nope. Sugar makes kids hyper. Nah. This is the illusory truth effect. Repetition increases believability thanks to your brain's fluency bias. The easier something is to process, the more true it feels. Studies dating back to the 1970s confirm this effect. And in the age of social media, your brain is getting spammed with smooth-sounding nonsense 24/7. So yeah, repetition works. Ask any politician or TikTok guru. Number 2, you forget pain on purpose. Remember how you swore you'd never drink again after that one night? And now you're planning a chill little wine night. Yeah, your brain lied. Again, this is known as rosy retrospection, your brain's tendency to downplay the bad parts of past experiences. It's fueled by dopamine and the hippocampus editing memory to feel more nostalgic than it should. It helps you take risks, bond socially, and keep going despite embarrassment or discomfort. But it also leads you to make the same mistakes, over and over. Number 1, you think you're in control. You feel like you made that decision. You chose that outfit. You decided to text your ex. But research from neuroscientist Benjamin Libet suggests that your brain makes choices milliseconds before you're consciously aware of them. Your sense of free will, it's kind of a delayed reaction. The basal ganglia and motor cortex light up before the conscious brain catches on. So while you're narrating your life like you're driving, your brain's already taken the next turn. Basically, you're the passenger with an opinion. If your brain survived all 10 of these revelations without rage-quitting, congratulations. Now do something your actual brain will thank you for. Like subscribe and drop the weirdest lie your mind has ever told you.